fake Kelsey Grammer to kick this show off.
Let's cook this pig.
Here we go. Hello, everyone. This is Keith from Keith's Comics, and we're here to try to sell you some comics on this beautiful winter's night. I'm at Keith's Comics warehouse and studio, and hopefully we get you to tune in and sell you some stuff. We're going to be showing you comics one at a time, and if the price we want matches your FOMO and your budget, type claim into the Keith's Comics Network Facebook page. You can watch it on any one of our Facebook channels, but if you want to claim anything, you need to be over on the Keith's Comics Network. Chris is going to be showing you the books one at a time. We have a quasi-new setup here. We have some new light kits that Kaylin is showing us how to set up. Not really 100% on that yet, so that'll be a project over the next, I don't know, however long it takes us to figure it out, I guess. Cindy's back with me again after being gone for a whole week.
Yay.
There you go. And Kaylin is keeping us on the straight and narrow, kibitzing in the background over there. If you're watching in the future, which most people do, we appreciate that. And as long as it hasn't been claimed, even if it has been claimed, claim it again. People get premature claimination. People forget they have stuff. And also, it just lets me know what to put into future shows. So if you're watching in the future, hello, future. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Let's see. The big news right now in the stores is that we know that Sunday night or Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, it's going to be colder than the balls on a brass pool table out there. It is just going to be nasty. And, you know, we're not used to that here in town, so I suspect people will not be out much. So, you know, I'm not above trying to buy your business. Let's get in here. Get in here before the cold gets in here. Well, no, we're going to be open those days. Feel free to drop by those days because Monday is a holiday. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and also the national championship football game is that night. So it's a pretty big deal. So come pick up some stuff, some back issues. We're just trying to clean up some inventory and get you enticed to come in before the cold snap comes in. Now, the Mockingbird and Firewheel have one version of the sale, and the the North Dallas store has a little bit different because we're kind of cleaning up that store, getting ready for the Sidekick, so you can see that they're a little bit deeper discounts. We're trying to clean up some of the inventory there, getting ready for the Sidekick to come into that store. So come out, go out and see them. We'll make it worth your trip. Take a look at the bargains we have up there. Oh, look at that little blue guy. That's a funny little guy. I was very happy I found that. Did you see that, Kaylin?
He's cute.
All right, so hey, Alan's here. Did anybody call you that your Detective Comics made it over there yet? You did hand those off, right, Cindy?
I did.
All right, so there you go. Thanks a lot for checking out that. We had a surprise show off schedule here. We usually here on Thursday nights, but we had a surprise show, and hopefully maybe we can put together another one. So just make sure you have notifications turned on so that you get a notification, hence the term notification. Chris, are you ready to go over there?
Sure.
Cindy, go find the fake Kelsey Grammer so we can start this show.
Let's get this pig.
There we go.
Keith's Comics.
All right, well, it's a new process. We had with the new light kits, and we had to redo everything this afternoon, so we'll work on that. But right off the bat, we're going to come in hot with a set of Kingdom Come. This is all 4 issues of Kingdom Come, all first prints, and you can see that this is all 4 of them in there. And whenever we went to work these from a collection we bought, we found out that they're all signed by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. So I'm sure somebody in the early 90s, whenever they came to town, got these all signed. We pretty sure we know who did that because we bought some pretty solid collections. But if this needs to be in your collection, because wow, what would it take to get an Alex Ross autograph now? You'd have to buy a convention ticket, then you'd have to scope out when he was actually there, then you'd have to pay the VIP, right? Man, it'd cost you probably $200 just to get one. I don't know for a fact, but here you go. All 4 Kingdom Comes, $200. Next up.
Go ahead and preview that.
There you go. The Hammer and the Holocaust. Thor number. Wow. Yikes. It did. Number 137 of Thor, because it's Thor's Day. Let's see. What if it's Thor's Day? What are we? Where did it go? Thor's Day. Oh, verily, it be Thor's Day, and it's cold. Luckily, there's no lightning or thunder. Ooh, Thor's Day. And we have Thor number 127, a great reader copy for your collection. Still great of the greatness of the Kirby stuff. 1966, this would be $11 in store, $7 if you claim it here. Logan's Run number 1 from, as Chris said, the...
Filmed in Dallas.
was it in Dallas? I thought it was in Fort Worth.
Dallas and Fort Worth.
The Fort Worth Water Park.
But it's
All right.
mostly Dallas, the mall that they just built.
Logan's Run number 1 with George Paterez artwork. What? 1 and 2? Early George Paterez artwork there. Issues 1 and 2. Nice, solid mid-grade copies. $15 in toto for that Logan's Run number 1 and 2 from the Marvel Comics situation. Yeah, all hell, Odin's Son. I like where you're going with that. All right, next up.
Next up, Fair Fowler included.
Ooh, let's watch out on that cord.
Ren and Stimpy.
All right, Ren and Stimpy. This is still factory sealed in its original plastics. It's also signed on the plastic by Bob Camp, the animator. Is that right? Am I remembering?
So, yeah.
This is if you open it, it has a scratch and sniff comic. Don't be an idiot and open it though. This is number 1B VF copy, $20 if you can't live without the scratch and sniff Ren and Stimpy. Issue number 1, signed by Bob Camp. Does it say what? It's like you're signed and they put the year on it, like 2001 or something like that. There you go. Next up.
Captain America.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Look at that Gene Colan cover on that. Captain America number 116. It's missing a big piece on the bottom right, but that just makes it affordable, right? You got a little Red Skull action. You got the Avengers showing up. You got all kinds of craziness. And look, it looked like Captain America's wilding out there. Issue 116 from 1969 is a VG minus because of the piece missing. Otherwise, it's a really nice, swell copy. I mean, it's not high grade, but it's nice and solid. $6 for that Captain America. Next up.
Next up, we got a book.
It's a book. It's from Peak Shenanigans, the early 1990s. This is Batman, Joker, The Wild. Is that right? Yeah, The Wild. This actually has a foil cover on the hardcover edition. This is the hardcover edition of Batman, Joker. It's just Batman, Joker, right?
I believe so, and some other stuff. It's a wraparound cover, so it's got some
Oh, nice.
Kelly Jones weirdness on there.
Some Kelly Jones weirdness. $6 for this beautiful hardcover. Next up.
Next up, More to Horror from Walt Simonson's run.
All right. Beautiful VF copies, though.
Twofer.
Two for $6. Issues 348 and 349. Look at that. There's some more Odinson for you. And you know why we have lots of Thors on today's? It's because it is Thor's Day. All right. Lock that down. Next up.
Next up, the four that are fantastic.
Oh, my. Boy, all the rumors are flying. Evidently, they're going to start filming the next... Was it Doomsday War or whatever it's called, Doom's War? There's like some casting stuff is slipping out, so if you don't want to see that stuff, stay off the internet. Good luck with that. But when is that movie? That movie's this July, right? Like 6 months. Like 6 months from now, we get Captain America, Brave New World next month for Valentine's Day.
Coming up.
Then Thunderbolts, and then, wow, this is a Marvel year after being a little light for a while. This is a nice issue of Fantastic Four where the Silver Surfer and Galactus, he's looking for a snack, I guess, after they ran him off the first time. Only 20 issues later, 2 years later, he shows back up. Issue number 74 of the Fantastic Four from 1968. It's a beautiful, fine, mid-grade copy of this book for $50 in store. $40 if you claim it here today. $40 for Fantastic Four. What is that creature, that green-looking creature? That's not the Destroyer. Is that another Sentinel, or is it somebody he's chasing?
He's a spare character.
They're playing tag. I don't know.
No,
Next up.
Moon Knigget.
All right, nice issue of Moon Knight. I don't know what's going on here, but Bill Sienkiewicz has got it going on. Issue number 33 from the original Moon Knight run, a 1983's issue of VF copy. This only $6, and keep hearing rumors that there's a second season of Moon Knight coming up. We'll see if that actually happens, or maybe he'll just be pivotal, I say, in the Dooms War. Next up.
Tales of Teen Titans 3.
All right. Everything you wanted to know about the Changeling? What? No, that's Beast Boy. A lot of people don't know that he was originally called the Changeling. Then it became Beast Boy, and then Changeling for a while, and then something else I thought for half a second. Now he's, I guess, Beast Boy again because he loves pizza. I got no answer to that. I didn't know that he was a Skrull, though. That's odd. The Changeling from Tales of the Teen Titans, number 3. What is that? Is it signed?
Mm-hmm.
Who's it signed by?
I believe it's signed by Marv Wolfman and George Perez.
Marv Wolfman and George Perez?
Yep.
Oh, my. $40. You know, Marv Wolfman is, 74, 75, and George is not with us anymore. So there you go. Get it while you can. $40. Next up. If somebody is a Beast Boy fan in your circle of friends, that's a great gift.
We go from Beast Boy to the Beast.
Beast Boy to the Beast. I like it. All right. Issue number 1 of the Further Adventures of Beauty and the Beast. I thought he got cured. What's the deal?
He did, but he relapsed.
Oh, he got better? This VF minus copy is $12 in store. Is that a little dragon creature that she's talking to there? Who is that? Is that a new character created for the comic?
I think so.
Or is that looks a little bit like what's the little like flounder from that Nemo movie?
Teacup Kid.
Or maybe he's just dessert. $9 if you claim it here. Beauty and the Beast, the Further Adventures of Beauty and the Beast from 1992. $9. Next up.
He changed, but he did a show called Beauty and the Really Handsome Guy in the Castle Living Luxuriously. I don't think people would really want to read
It didn't
that.
test well?
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-oh. Knocking things over. Getting used to the setup. Another Fantastic Four.
Oh, beautiful.
Galactus.
Yeah. The second part of that earlier issue. Beautiful reds on this. Look at that. Oh, Crystal from the Inhumans is actually kind of hanging out with Johnny Storm because he's a player. This Fantastic Four number 75 from 1968. It's been well read and missing a tiny, tiny piece on the upper left above above the Thing's right hand over there. The Worlds and Worlds and Worlds from 1968. $20 for this low-grade reader copy, but still, look at the colors on that. That's nice. $17 if you claim it here. Next up.
When Captain America throws his mighty show. Oh, the Falcon fight.
Yeah, that's right. The Falcon fight is wearing that Beast Boy costume. The second appearance of the Falcon. There's your Captain America for you right there. You need a second appearance. Nice. This is a really sharp copy too. A VF minus. Look at those two. Look at the red comics there. This is from a collection we got a few weeks ago that had just been sitting in a closet for like 45, 50 years. So we're really happy to have them. From is that 1968 or 69? I can't really read that. It's got to be 69.
69.
Yeah. 69, issue number 118, second appearance of the Falcon. He had a really, I don't know why, like Captain Marvel started off in a green costume also. Mm-hmm. Was that just a thing because that's only had 4 colors to work with and had to make him look different than Cap, I guess. Mm-hmm. For VF minus would be $80 in store, $70 if you claim it here. Next up. Reanimator. Anybody famous play the Reanimator, or was it just do you get famous playing the Reanimator?
Jeffrey Combs plays Herbert West, but the guy who with the head is the old-time character actor whose name I cannot think of right now.
Okay. From 1991, this is Adventure Comics. They were a nice little publisher around the late 80s, early 90s. They had the rights to do Reanimator Comics, and this is a nice cult favorite. $15 in store, $10 if you claim it here. Somebody in your circle has got to be a huge Reanimator fan, right? Next up. Is that the same people who did Toxic Avenger? Is that a different?
That's Trauma.
That's Trauma.
That's different.
Okay.
Stuart Gordon directed this movie.
All right. Incredible Hulk number 342. More McFarlane craziness. Look at that. With the leader potentially being the next supervillain in the Batman, in the Captain America Brave New World.
That's a different kind.
I know, right? What's that brown thing he's fighting? A crab or something? I'm not sure what.
No, it's there are a bunch of gamma. The leader blew up a lot of gamma bombs, and there are some new gamma created bad guys that he had to fight.
And whenever those gamma bombs went off, he got the stash, the 1970s porn stash.
Oh yeah.
Okay, issue 340 of the Hulk. Beautiful McFarlane cover here. 1988, $10 in store. Sharp VF copy, $8 if you claim it here. Next up.
Well, it took away from his big head.
Yeah, those teeth.
Jungle action.
Oh my gosh, we're very happy to get some of these. These still just don't come through, and when they do, they're usually just so red to bits. Jungle action, the Black Panther versus the Klan. This is a big time story with Billy Graham, not the religious leader Billy Graham, but the artist Billy Graham, just killing it with Rich Buckler on the inside of these books. Fantastic stuff. A lot of Black Panther collectors have no idea these books exist. Was he in there, like 10 issues or 12 issues, something like that? Maybe a year's worth of stuff. Issue 22 of Jungle Action. Let's see, he started with issue 5, I think it was, and that was a reprint. And then 6 through, I want to say 30, so maybe about 2 years. But this might have been bi-monthly, so maybe even a lot longer than that. From 1976, $20 in store, $17 if you claim it here. Next up,
Captain America is showing his great leadership skills by running away.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is a really crazy looking guy. This was a big deal when this happened. Jack Kirby had left in disgust and kind of quit, just basically threw the gauntlet down and said, I'm out of here. Quit the Fantastic Four, and then went to work at DC and created the Fourth World and all that fun stuff. And then they lured him back. And it was a big deal. In 1976, but I read recently I read a little while ago that he did come back, but he had some conditions. One is that his storylines didn't have to mesh with anybody else's, so he didn't want to hear about, oh, you need to make Captain America do this and this and this, because nope, not going to happen. And he got to do a lot of covers. So they agreed to it, and it was a big deal. Kirby's back. The King returns. And then he was on Captain America for a couple of years here. Mm-hmm. And they weren't super popular because he was older and his style got a little clunkier. But if you're a Kirby fan, this is cool stuff. And we got a nice run of these we'll be putting in future shows. Issue 205 of Captain America and the Falcon, 1977, only set you back $6 for this lovely Fine Plus copy. Next up,
first issue of the first issue special.
Oh, look, this is the more Kirby. All right, first issue special was an anthology book, kind of like they used to do with Showcase. This issue number 1 featured Atlas. Kirby, all about the mythical guys there. Fine Plus copy of 1975, $7 in store, $6. It says it's the first DC issue, but I didn't know that there was another first issue special. Is he legend or man? Next up,
Fantasy Masterpiece.
This is a special book. I really recommend this book to anyone. It basically takes the original Golden Age Captain America number 5, which you're never going to see out in the wild. I've never seen one. I've seen more Captain America number 1s, like at San Diego Con. I haven't never touched one. Well, actually, I have to touch one. I forgot about that. But I've never seen a Captain America 5, and this is a great Simon Kirby masterpiece. They take it, they put the first half of the book in the front, the second half in the back, and then they stuff it full of great 1950s reprints from Kirby, Heck, Ditko, those kind of guys. This from the Golden Age in Marvel. This fantasy masterpiece it should be in everybody's collection because it's awesome. From 1966, $6 for this solid VG copy. Next up.
Quack.
Wow, I don't remember the whole story at this point. It's kind of been lost to me. But at some point, the suits at Marvel told Gerber et al. No, was it Gerber? Yeah, it was Gerber, right? Gerber and Val Merrick. Is that who was doing the art at the time? That they couldn't do a certain thing, and they got did they get thrown off the book? I think they did, and so they went and did this fanzine called Quack, and basically it's just repurposed Howard the Duck stories with that character. But they also created some other new characters, and it was a good showcase, backup stories for new and up and coming talent. I did not know that there were 2 printings of this, so if you are a completist here. This is Quack #1 is the harder to find second printing from 1976. $25 in store, $20 if you claim. Did you look it up, Chris?
For what?
Hey, Kaylin, look up why that Quack. Look why it was published. Just yeah. Next up.
Because they want to.
Marvel Super.
Ooh, holy smokeroonies! Oh, Spider-Man Jazz Hands #8. 1985. Oh my goodness gracious! Wow, this is one of those Grail books for a lot of people. The first appearance of the black costume, quote unquote Venom. This is a mid-grade VG copy from 1985. You can see at the top of that, above Super, it has some issues there because this was originally in a binder. In the binder, they used tape to hold it in place, and that's why you're missing a little chunk up there, and a little bit of residual tape on the top of it also. This otherwise a VG copy, still with a little bit of tape. We want $120 in store or $95 if you claim it here. The first appearance of Jazz Hands in comics. I'm just kidding. It's like the 20th appearance. First appearance of Venom / Black costume. $95 for Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #8. Next up.
You want to do lightning round?
Oh, we can do that, sure. Lightning round. I had to take a drink of the ceremonial Diet Coke. Usually Pablo's in the show, and he takes a nap during this part. But he messaged us earlier that he will not be here for the show. He'll be catching us in the future. Remember, if you ever miss a show, you can always watch it in the future. And if you're watching this show in the future, hello, future. Nice. All right, we're doing the lightning round. We have $1, $2, and $3 books because we have $1, $2, and $3 bins in the stores. We will go through these very quickly, try to crush them out. What do you got there, Chris?
We got a $2 book, Steampunk Halloween.
All right, $2 for Steampunk Halloween. What was that about, Kaylin? Did you flip through that?
I just looked at the part.
You got an answer on Quack yet?
Mainly because Funny Talking Animals was making a comeback. But then the guy, Brunner,
Yeah, Frank Bruner.
he did some of the Howard the Duck strips, and then he was taken off of it, so he was like, I'm going to make my own duck. So that's pretty much it.
Oh, so it was Frank Bruner that tried to do it. Okay. Steampunk Halloween and the answer to our Quack question. $2 for Steampunk Halloween. Next up.
Another $2 book, Dark Crystal, issue 1.
Ooh.
2-issue series adapting the movie.
Dark Crystal. That's the one with that's Labyrinth I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Dark Crystal. Does this have Billy Crystal in it?
Nope.
Around the same time,
Nothing but
wasn't it?
fantasy creatures, no humans or anything like
Jim
that.
Henson.
Yeah, it was a Henson thing.
All right. He's in it too?
It was their
Well,
first, I think it was his first movie, right? Wasn't it their first movie?
I believe so.
I think Jim Henson's first movie.
Well, the Muppet movies.
Right. But yeah, were they considered Muppets? I guess they were.
They were puppeting, but yeah, it was a whole different fantasy world. They did the TV show too
All right.
later.
Next up.
Yeah, I was
Next up, now we got some
excited about it.
$3 books.
$3.
We got Superman 338.
All right, when we got some Super Dickery going on there, Superman destroying the class container for the bottle city of Kandor. Yikes, $3. Next up.
Spider-Man 16.
All right, a lower grade copy of this. Maybe you needed one of these McFarlane Spider-Mans for your collections. $3. Next up.
Free comic book day King Shark from 21.
I clearly ordered the. What did he say? I clearly ordered the chicken. Next up.
Next up, X-Men.
All right, what number is that?
163, I think. 189.
189, 163, one of those. There you go. That's early John Romita, I think, isn't it? John Romita Jr., right?
Mm-hmm.
$3. Next up.
X-Men Grand Design, which I think was supposed to go into the variant show, and I just put it in the wrong place.
Oopsie. Yeah, that's a good note that we do have another show coming up after this. We have a variant show. After we finish this show, we'll shut it down, clean up, reset everything, and then come back on and do a variant show. We'll go through it very quickly. If you're into variant, ratio variants, oddball variants, great stuff we're trying to clear out and make room for. There's your deal. $3, though, for this X-Men Grand Design Pisker variant. Next up.
Another one, X-Men 192.
X-Men 192. All right. Cyber or something.
John Romita, yeah, that's Warlock's dad, I think.
Something like that, yeah. $3. Next up.
Daredevil 185 being punched by a light.
Oh, man, look at that. I mean, it presents great, but it's technically going to be graded where $3 is the right price. But, man, nice. Next up.
Next up, Man of Steel, number 1, when John Byrne reinvented Superman.
All right. The Man of Steel miniseries, number 1, $3. Sorry, $3. It kind of looks like Spock's little thing that he got, that he escaped in the Kelvin timeline. Yeah. Next up.
Next up, Combat Kelly, Escape or Die.
Ooh, we do very well in stores with these things. Can you move everything left just a little bit? There we go. With these war books, Escape or Die. Next up.
Gunhawks number 2. Eventually I'll get a number 4 in here.
Reno Jones and Kid Cassidy. Gunhawks. That looks like a TV show is what that looks like. Was this the same time Alias Smith and Jones?
I think so.
Yeah, and that was all because of the Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head movie.
Well, it's Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
Right.
There's a lot of good westerns coming out in the 70s. So.
But the lighthearted ones with a little bit. Yeah. All right, next up.
Mr. Miracle number 10.
Mr. Miracle number 10. More Kirby greatness there. Oh my gosh, how's he going to get out of this? It looks like that one guy has got ahead. Next up.
X-Men 187, Storm turning into a Morlock.
Oh, no. $3 though. Next up.
Teen Titans number 1. Kevin McGuire art in this one.
Teen Titans. This was a very confusing time. Teen Titans got their own book, but it was the first 3 issues are part of this giant crossover called Total Chaos. So it's Teen Titans number 1, but it's part 3 of a crossover. I don't agree with that stuff, but there we go. Next up.
Spectacular Spider-Man 216.
Ooh, some spectacular. Oh, look at that. Sal Buscema is leading the art charge here as Spider-Man is having his way with the Scorpion. Nice. Next up.
Mighty Thor. This is Uno Dos Tres.
Uno Dos Tres. That's 1 package, 2 comics, $3. Oh. Oh yeah. I don't need no hammer. Look at that.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
That's right. Next up.
World's Finest. Was it 189?
World's Finest 189. Oh, that's great sadness. Oh my gosh. What's the doctor saying there?
He is saying, before he died, Superman willed his super heart to you, Batman. Are you ready for the transplant? No, I'm not worthy to have his heart. I know someone more deserving. Yeah, you're an idiot. Stop it.
Oh my gosh. World's Finest, $3. Next up.
White Devil number 1.
I don't know much about this time period of late 80s, early 90s, anime-ish. I don't know. Was White Devil an actual anime?
It was their own kind of creation. R.A. Jones was a known letter writer who wrote so many letters, people started going, hey, why don't you write some comics? And he did a bunch of stuff for Eternity, Scimitar and this and some other things.
Oh, so this is, all right. Very good. Next up.
Last of the lightning round. What if Phoenix had not died?
Oh, I think that's going to cause a very, very crazy love triangle is what that's going to cause. The X-Men ask, what if Phoenix had not died? Yikes. $3. And then there we go. There we go. That's the end of the lightning round. If Pablo was here, we would tell him to wake up.
She's probably having some delicious meals.
All right, next up is a new product that we are going to be unveiling here. This is called a Mess-O Comics. It's 20 very well-read comics. It's going to take us several months to start sending these out regularly, but it's 20 very... Pull it towards you just a little bit so they can see that. There we go. 20 very well-read comics with a theme, $5. $5. These are very well-read Marvel comics. You can see the kind of stuff there. We got Marvel superheroes on there.
Of the theme?
Yes.
Marvel or DC.
Oh, I see. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So $5. You can claim that one today, and we'll start working on another one. And also, if it's something that you're interested in, lots of great reader comics here. Usually we send them out as twofers or as double takes, but sometimes we just need to move more volume. All right. Up next is X-Men at number 193. Is this the second death of Warbird or something like that? I forget. Oh, now I remember. This is the first appearance of Firestar in the regular continuity. She had only appeared in that cartoon animation stuff of Super Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends.
Yeah.
Ice?
And
She was created for the
no, Firestar.
Firestar, I mean, what's her, oh, that's right, her power.
Yeah.
He was, Ice
Catching
was the other
fire.
guy.
Yeah. So from X-Men 193 from 1985, this presents great, but it's a solid VG. $6. $6. Next up.
Next up, Batman Year 2.
Ooh, Batman Year 2, in which Davis and Neary do the first issue, and then McFarlane takes over. Who'd you say was the inker on the...
Alfredo Alcala was inker for the next two issues, and then I think, even though he is listed on the cover, in the inside, Alfredo Alcala is not the inker. It's Todd McFarlane all the way, apparently.
There we go. So the year 1 did so well, so why are you going to leave that? I think there's even a year 3. I think.
Yeah, but don't care.
Yeah, this is 575 through 578. All of these very nice VF copies from 1987. $90. $90. These are getting harder and harder and harder to find. $80 if you claim it here. Next up.
Classic Daredevil 181.
Oh my goodness, we got some bangers here tonight. This is a special double-sized issue with the. Should I ruin it? I mean, that could come up in the Born Again, couldn't it? We've got Bullseye and Elektra fighting to the Deathish. Issue 181 from 1982, a nice VF copy. This book bounces all over the place. It'll get hot and then it'll cool off. People find some. This newsstand version is $40 in store, $35 if you claim it here. Next up,
Teen Titans in the original Harley.
Harlequin. So she was kind of messed up, didn't she? Claim to be Joker's daughter,
Yeah,
but
she was called Joker's daughter for a long time.
but then she ended up being Two-Face's daughter, I think. Something like. But this is also the first appearance of Bumblebee, I believe. So this had definitely daddy issues for sure. Issue 48 of the original Teen Titans from 1977. Wow, lots of cool first appearances here. Harlequin becomes a Harlequin, and Bumblebee shows up for the first time. And then you got Mal back there too. Issue 48 is $50 for this sharp VF copy, or $42 if you claim it here. Next up,
Daredevil 198.
looks like he's going wild. Daredevil 198 from 1983, $6 for this special smacking of the headdress there. Did he just knock his toupee off? Is that what I'm seeing there?
I think so.
$6. Next up.
Devil Dinosaur #1, more Kirby.
More Kirby, and this book is, it was in the dumper for a while, but that Moon Girl in Devil Dinosaur, I even saw online where Moon Girl made an appearance at Disneyland. She had her own little parade and everything. They trotted her out in Disneyland. She was went skating by, and then they had a little car following her around. This is not Moon Girl. This is Moon Boy, which they gender swapped for the cartoon. From Devil Dinosaur #1 from 1978, sharp VF minus copy. $30 in store, $25 if you claim it here.
Kind of like a chimpanzee.
Yeah, he was like
Neanderthals.
Land of the Lost.
Yeah.
Chaka?
Chaka. Prez, 18-year-old president.
Prez. All right. Number one from 1973. What is that? Prez. What was the deal that he was like a teenager running for president?
18-year-old president. 18-year-olds could vote or something like that. And they voted him in.
Yeah.
He's the first teen president. $10 for this VG Plus copy from 1973. $8 if you claim it here. Next up.
Next up, Invaders #1.
Ooh, my. Invaders #1. Really nice. This needs a press, but it's still a fine plus copy. For issue #1 from 1975. The first time in the Bronze Age since, I guess, the late Golden Age, where all these characters got together and formed a team. They were in each other's books all over the place through the mid 40s and early 50s, but I don't think they ever gave themselves a name, like maybe All Winter Squad,
Yeah.
or was that just the name of the book? I don't know if they named themselves that.
All-Star Squadron.
Well, yeah, but that's DC, wasn't it? Yeah. So this really cool book here with a John Romita cover from 1975, #1. This is $38 in store, $30 if you claim it here. Next up.
We had issue 3 signed earlier. Now we have all 4 issues.
Oh my. All 4 issues of Tales of the Titans, all signed by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. If you have a Teen Titans fan in your life, you're not going to get a better gift than this.
Nope.
Tales of Teen Titans 1 through 4, beautiful, fine plus. Maybe 1 or 2 of them might be fine, but still, $150, all signed. $125 if you claim it here. Next up.
Next up, another Daredevil.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is kind of turned out to be. Look at that bullseye. Hopefully you've seen the Daredevil trailer for the. Cindy, did you see the Daredevil trailer yet?
I know, I haven't.
Aha. So you can see that there's a little.
A lot of brutality in it.
There's a little bit of brutality. They stake their claim to this is not your daddy's Daredevil. And I guess Wilson Fisk has been on Ozempic, and it's a good looking trailer.
Is it still Vincent?
Oh yeah. Issue 197 is also the first appearance of the character that becomes Lady Deathstrike from 1983. $15 in store, $12 if you claim it here. Next up.
Next up,
Looking a little
Giant
like Edgar,
Superman.
in his Edgar suit, brand new Edgar suit.
Superman #222. What? More Super Dickery? Superman has a secret family? Oh, that's just wrong. What?
Long-lost brother.
Was it? He had the Fortress of Solitude in the Arctic, and then he had another Fortress of Solitude in the Antarctic. Is that what I'm getting out of this? Issue 222 of Superman from 1969. VG copy, $12 or $7 if you claim it here. Hey, Ty, welcome to the show. Thanks a lot for coming by.
He's
Appreciate it.
an equal polar cap guy.
Polar cap equality.
Yes, yeah.
All right, next up.
He sees,
Star Wars issue 2.
Star Wars issue 2, which I'm sure this issue was filmed in the Orlando area, so maybe you need that in time. Star Wars #2, a nice fine minus copy. These first 4 issues, I believe, are the movie adaptation. And I mention this every time, but they did these off the original shooting script, so it is fun to look through this because they didn't have an idea what a lot of stuff looked like. And also there's a lot of things in this script that didn't make the final cut of the movie. Because I can remember I read the comics first, and then I saw the movie and go, wait, where's the guy? We're missing some stuff. So there you go. Nice Chaikin art, is that right?
Yeah.
Howard Chaikin art. Wow.
First issue.
From 1977, $30 for this fine minus copy, or $24 if you claim it here. Next up.
Very, very well read.
Oh yeah. Low grade reader copy, but still, look at that. All the pages are there. The spine is just thrashed. The top is thrashed. The side is thrashed, and the bottom is thrashed. But it's still a comic. It's still a great read. $6 though for this issue from 1966/67, issue number 36. The Ultroids attack. And again, you should get a little cream for that. Next up.
Next up, X-Men Magic.
Oh,
Series from the 90s.
yeah. No, that's from 2001.
Oh, is it 2001?
There was a series in the 90s. Magic is blowing up. The new series started, and then evidently Magic is a big player in that new Rivals video game. Is it a video game or is it a phone game? Oh, all right. This is a very low print run miniseries. $50 in store, $45 if you claim it here. X-Men Magic 1 through 4 from 2001. Next up.
Last issue of Brave and the Bold.
Oh, yes. The last issue featuring the kind of a backdoor pilot, as they call it in TV. The first appearance of Katana and the Outsiders, who eventually get their own book in Outsiders #1, a couple months after this, I think it is. Mm-hmm. Plus, also, you can find what happened to the Golden Age Batman. This is it's a very low grade copy. It's not tore or anything like this, but the cover was just crumpled up, and it's really bad. Maybe if it sat in a Mylar for 15 years, because it's definitely sat crumpled up for 25 or 30 years. That just makes it affordable, though, right? $6 for Brave and the Bold #200. Next up.
Mr. Miracle #4.
Oh, yes. This is turning into a super key because they're finding some fun things to do with Big Barda now. This Mr. Miracle #4 Kirby greatness there. Look at that. How's he going to get out of that thing? That's nasty. And #4 from 1971 features the first appearance of Big Barda, who goes on to marry scot-free as Mr. Miracle. From 1971, sorry, spoiler alert, this VG Plus copy presents great. Look at that. Nice colors and everything. $60 in store, $50 if you claim it here. Mr. Miracle #4. Next up.
Last 3 comics of the night.
Last 3. All right. 3.
Charlton Bullseye.
Charlton Bullseye with, as Chris pointed out, the first appearance of Thunder Bunny. Issue #6 of this Charlton Bullseye from 1982. $10 in store, $6 if you claim it here. Next up.
Atari Force #1.
All right. Talking video games. Would we say Atari is the first video game maker?
Pong was.
And was that not by Atari?
Well, Pong was its own console. Atari had the cartridges. So they had a variety of different things. They had a console you could put the cartridges in and play different games.
I see.
Pong was just Pong.
Okay. We had a Pong.
We did too. You could get it at Sears.
At Sears, that's right. Atari Force #1 with Garcia Lopez artwork on them. Tasty, tasty.
Oh, yeah.
From 1983, $15 in store, $10 if you claim it here.
It's called Tennis for Two in 1958 by physicist William Higginbotham.
Sure it was.
It was played on an oscilloscope at the Brookhaven National Laboratory.
Then now you know the rest of the story.
That's pretty cool.
Next up.
Issue 1 of Days of Future Past.
Oh,
X-Men 141.
X-Men 141. And I believe the last issue that was called X-Men, even though they had Uncanny X-Men at the top of this, the official title of the book was just X-Men until X-Men 142. They changed the official title on the inside of the book and everything to Uncanny X-Men. And the first issue of the classic 2-part story, which would have probably been 15 parts this now, right? If they redid it. 2-part story. It's like I used to have this joke where I said, Lee and Kirby did that story in 6 pages. Claremont and Byrne did the story in 2 books, and now they can't seem to do it in less than 6. Uncanny X-Men #141, the famous Days of Future Past, started that story. Fine Plus copy from 1981 is $100 or $88 if you claim it here. And there we are. We're done. We're done with today's show. Thanks a lot, everybody, for coming by and seeing us. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully, we'll see you in the future, a lot of you, and we can get these books pulled for you. We're going to shut the show down in just a couple of minutes, and then we'll be back after we reset, and it will be time to do the variant show. For Keith's Comics, Chris has been here with me.
Hello.
Cindy's been over there doing some kind of stuff on her phone.
I'm looking right now.
and
Would you care?
and Kaylin has been keeping us on the straight and narrow. For Keith's Comics, I am Keith. If I don't see you in the stores, and don't forget about the sale, I'll see you next time.
Teamcomics.